we had an Islamic terrorist attack in San Bernardino, California, in our country, on our soil. And what does the head of the Department of Justice do? Loretta Lynch. She spoke at a Muslim advocates function. And she tells them, if you hear any violence at school or bullying or anyone says anything, let us know. As though America is so bad that they're going to run out and just, Americans are so bad that they're going to run out and just attack Muslims. Remember 9/11? The folks in this country held back. They did not go out attacking Muslims. But this woman is giving that impression. Loretta Lynch said, we will prosecute anti-Muslim speech that edges toward violence. And so she urged Muslim parents to call the feds if their children are bullied at school. In my point of view, the message that Loretta Lynch is sending to Americans is that if you disagree with Muslims, if your children should disagree, if you speak up about it, if you ask questions about Islamic terrorism, if you show any fear or concern, then you're going to pay the price. Not the Muslims, but the Americans. You are not allowed to even look at a Muslim in the wrong manner. Otherwise, the Department of Justice will come after you. Remember the little boy Ahmed Mohammed. He's known now as the clock boy. He took that to school and he had it it looked like a bomb. The teacher freaked out and I don't blame her or him. And the teachers and others were yelled at because they called the police, come and do something about this, which was the right thing to do. And now clock boy parents are suing the school district for millions of dollars. And clock boy went back to his hometown, to his country. 15 million? Wow. He went back to Qatar. He was interviewed recently and he want to come back home. He missed Texas. He misses America. Isn't that something? But Loretta Lynch wants to be notified if you are afraid of clock boy. If you show fear or concern when you're around clock boy, then you need, the Muslims have been ordered by Loretta Lynch to report it to the Department of Justice and or the Department of Education will handle it. No looking out for the Americans, no looking out for the concerned citizens, but take care of the Muslims. Had this been Christians, had this attack happened to the Christians or carried out by the Christians, it would be a different story. Obama refused to call the slain Islamic terror. Do anybody know why? Do you need more proof of where Obama is coming from? What side of the fence or which side of the fence he's on? I wrote in my column on WorldNet Daily, at least we don't have to wonder anymore whether Obama is a Muslim or not. Anybody who is wondering today, after what happened in San Bernardino, California, and the way Obama dealt with it, if you're wondering if Barack Obama is a Christian or Muslim, then you need your heads examined. You need help. I wrote in my column, I said that whites are so afraid of racism that a neighbor of the San Bernardino killers didn't report them. This woman saw, according to the story, she saw a white woman. She saw them bringing in pipes, all different types of things, just loading up the garage there. Muslim men coming in and going out of the garage with these big boxes and things that they were bringing in. And she did not report it, according to the story, because of political correctness. And so what this tells me is that white people have been conditioned with fear to the point that they can see people of color doing something that's going to destroy everybody, and they will not say anything for fear of being called racist. White people became conditioned and brainwashed starting back 50 to 60 years ago with the so-called civil rights movement. After Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated and Jesse Jackson and others took over and took a message of love and forgiveness and uniting the races to hating and dividing the races for personal gain. And they were able to do it because they intimidated white Americans by calling them racist and suing them and protesting their businesses and causing them to lose, jobs, as an example of, if you don't do what I want you to do, if you don't give me money, if you don't give me power, if you don't give me what I want, here's an example of what will happen to you. You get fired, your name will be destroyed, your reputation destroyed, you will be known as racist. And white people start giving into that. And 50, 60 years later, we now have the situation whereas if a white person see a terrorist setting up, a Muslim terrorist setting up and wanting to take us out, because of that fear and being called racist, and because of political correctness, they're not going to report it. And the only way that this is going to change to prevent these type of tragedies from happening is that you got to overcome fear. You got to put your feet on solid ground and say no to the race hustlers and to the spoiled, angry blacks and Muslims or whomever that the hustlers are using in order to divide and conquer. Until you say no, these things are only going to get worse. And one last point I want to make about this whole terrorist attack, Muslim terrorist attack in San Bernardino, California. It's been reported that the guy, Farouk, grew up in a violent home and his parents divorced. And when that happens, as I write about in my book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood, when you have parents who are not together as one, father loving what's right, mother loving the father who loves what's right, the kids are growing up under that type of love. When that falls apart, the kids fall to anger. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim, Christian, atheist, whatever you might be, homosexual, work for the abortion mill, killing the unborn children. When you don't have that closeness with your father, you fall to anger and emptiness, a void within. It's easy to radicalize people like that. And I guarantee you that was the beginning of radicalizing Farouk, a broken family, no fathers, no father. That's how the Muslim, Louis Farrakhan, Black Lives Matter, the Civil Rights Movement, many other black preachers and others have been able to radicalize black people in this country, most blacks, not all, for the last 50 years or so. And they said that Farouk was estranged from his father. The worst thing that can happen to a child, never mind male or female, both, when they lose that connection with their fathers, they lose connection with life. They fall to anger, they operate in darkness. And the solution is in my book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. All right? I urge you to get it. It's in all of the major bookstores. Check it out.